So I want to talk a bit about a couple of things today. I want to talk about the closing of Vidme, which is an alternative video platform that I myself have been using for the past few months, and the monopoly that YouTube and Facebook have on the video hosting market in comparison to sites like Vidme, like Vimeo, like Dailymotion, like basically any other website. Right now, the two biggest video platforms on the internet are most likely going to be YouTube and Facebook, and those are because they're the two companies that have the most money that they can leverage towards making sure that any other new kids to the block get pushed out of the way. And one of the main reasons why this happens is because YouTube and Facebook are two well known and highly used. I mean, there are millions of Facebook users and millions of YouTube users. And so those two brands are very recognizable and very trustworthy, at least most of the time, for advertisers. One of the biggest reasons why Vidme is failing and why, as of December 15th of this year, it is no longer going to be up and running is because of the fact that YouTube and Facebook basically edged them out as far as being able to sustain themselves. Because when you're a startup company, even though it's been 2 years since they started up, and they were expecting to operate at a loss in the beginning, they didn't expect this. They didn't expect the loss to continue up until this point, to the point where basically they're making no money and it's a money sink, and so they need to rethink the way that they're designing and using the platform so that way this can be used for the better, not for the worse. Now, what was good about Vidme? Well, for one, the idea behind it that the creators are going to be first, everything else is going to be second. It's not going to be, oh, well, let's please our advertisers first. No, it's let's please our creators and please our community first, and then everything else can come afterwards. That was the focus going in. That I believe that was the focus up until the point where, of course, Vidme failed hard enough that they knew that the site wasn't going to be able to continue as is. And the market is basically, for Vidme, the market was super low as far as payouts towards the company. They were continuously operating at a loss. New advertisers were hesitant to come into a fairly new platform. And overall, the sustainability of the company, the sustainability of the site just wasn't there. Not the least of which because Vidme had limited funding when it comes to being able to continuously expand the amount of storage that they used in order to be able to sustain the amount of content being produced on their website. You got to understand, sites like YouTube, sites like Facebook, sites like Vidme, they constantly have the need to update and expand the amount of storage that they have, because at least here on YouTube, there's at least 3 to 4 days of work uploaded to YouTube every minute. Every minute. Think about that. For every 60 minutes, or maybe every hour, I'm not sure, but let's go with the minutes. Every 60 minutes, 60 days of content roughly is uploaded to YouTube. 60 days worth of time in content is uploaded to YouTube in a minute. I mean, in an hour. This is huge. This is like really huge. And this is why I think for the most part we're getting a lot of new platforms are really getting the shaft when it comes to starting up and trying to compete with sites like YouTube and Facebook, because when there's already a monopoly on the market for video hosting and video sharing, you really can't compete unless you yourself are also a multi-billion-dollar industry going in. And if you're not, then what are you doing getting into the game anyway? And now we do have Amazon Instant Video, Amazon Creators Program coming in, where they're allowing people to upload their own syndicated content onto Amazon Instant Video, but it's still not the same as actually having an independent third-party platform that isn't part of one or the other and isn't looking to monopolize the industry in this regard. So now there's the creators of Vidme, the team behind the site, are stating that sometime next year they're going to be launching a new platform. I'm not sure if it's going to be a video sharing website or not, but the way they spoke in the entry that they produced, which I'll link below in the description, makes it sound like it's going to be another video creating platform, considering that they talk about what they learned from this experience, what they're going to do going forward, how some of their team members are going to be leaving, and how if you're someone that wants to hire one of them, you can get in contact with them at a link in the article. Basically, it sounds like they're planning on maybe improving on what they built and making something that works a bit better. But I'm not sure. It may not be even a video sharing platform. It may be something else. But let's hope, because personally, I don't think the journey of Vidme is over yet. I don't think the journey that we've been on, that we've been trying to endeavor to be a part of, is gone yet. I think it's kind of stuttered. I think it's kind of halted. I think it kind of stalled a bit, but I don't think it's gone. I hope one day there will be a third-party video sharing website that we can call home. That way, if YouTube goes belly up and Facebook just isn't playing fair, we can go there instead and still put ourselves and our brands and our audiences first, rather than the money, rather than the ads, rather than Google or Facebook or whatever is in control. I think that's the biggest thing about this, is we all want to see a bit of freedom with what we do. We don't want to be limited by what's consumer friendly or advertiser friendly. That's been the biggest driver of people leaving YouTube and migrating to Vidme, was the advantages of going to a platform where creators could be creators first and nothing else. And now that's gone, unfortunately. Well, I can only hope that it comes back. Not the least of which because that was my, that was kind of like my safety net if YouTube went belly up. I'd just go there instead and be good, because a lot of my uploads are already there. And in fact, I keep uploading I kept, for the most part, adding more and more of my content to Vidme as the weeks went on. But now, that's all gone. That's all up in smoke. But I guess that's fine. Things will be the way things will be. What will we see built next? Who knows? But we can only hope that the next great platform succeeds where Vidme failed. This is The Wandering Wind with your host, Gregory, signing off and saying a fond farewell to the folks over at Vidme. Let's hope your next project goes better than this one did.